What's the motherfucking deal? It's Friday, and this is Sauce Sports. We're going to talk about the Texans versus the Titans and the battle coming up this weekend. If you didn't know, the Texans are going to kick the Titans' ass. But first and foremost, Sauce Sports is a Houston Homer network. If you're not familiar, we're talking all sports, but only Houston. Anyway, fuck all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I had to make fun of it, but I don't even know if he's still talking like that. I don't watch that motherfucking videos. But anyway, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports, man, this is H-Town, man. This is the freshest flavor in H-Town sports right now. If y'all ain't fucking with the shit, man, y'all ain't legit, man. So again, we talking about Texas, we talking about Titans. It's fucking Friday, so I need to know what's been bothering y'all. If it's your boss man, if it's your significant other, if it's your damn co-workers, if it's your teachers, if it's your goddamn dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, drop that fuck whatever in the chat. We gonna get to that. But before we do all that, you know, I gotta introduce y'all to some very special characters. You know what I'm saying? And that is the round table. And we got actually, let me see how we got this going. So who do we got in the mix with us this evening with the round table?
You got your boy Third Coast Sports TV in the building. Braylon, you are on mute. Like, why are you on mute again, bro?
All them damn chicken burgers. Fucking up.
Hey man, my bad, bro. I did just have the deepest nap of my life. I swear to God. But yeah, it's your boy Breaking News Braylon in the building. Yeah, go ahead, Wise.
It's your boy Wise, working harder than average media, working harder than dudes that got 17 subscribers out here.
Your boy Phoenix making the comeback, as many have requested.
Boy, it came out of retirement, Phoenix looked like he about to drop a hot mixtape and shit. You know what I'm saying? He got the shit growing out, looking like old J. Cole over there. You know, right when them rappers, when they about to drop that fire ass album, they be looking fuzzy. Already, man. Yes, I know I'm invisible, but I'm back in action. So I want to say it's a good day. It's Friday, man. But we got a lot of things to talk about. But before we get into any of those, we have to talk about the most important thing happening in the city, more important than the Texans taking on the Titans, more important than any of the other shenanigans that, you know, going on around town. We got to talk about Sauce Nation, man, and we got to get that roll call in action. If you don't know about the roll call, man, the roll call is simply this, simply stated, man. Shout out your side with pride if you are from the city, the greater Houston area, and if you're not from the city, you know what I'm saying, let us know what to send a little bit of that digital love. We'll still give you a shout out, man, because if you fucking with the sauce, you still are a fresh motherfucking ingredient, and we appreciate you. It's the least that we can do. Let's see what we got in the mix, man, and then we're gonna dive into it, man. We got plenty to talk about. We're hearing whispers and murmurs, you know, across the YouTube. You know, we see folks on that other side. You know, we see folks on that other side have some things to say. So we know y'all lurking in the chat and in the conversation. We will be sure to address that before it's all said and done. Some people say I sound like Barry White, but I prefer to be addressed as very right, because the Texans are going to beat the shit out them motherfucking Titans this weekend. But Hector Rodriguez got the juice. Titans up. Say Titans win Sunday. Y'all take that for the data. Take that for data. All right. I hope you pull up Sunday in the post game. So Titans up, because you know you got love around here, but you may be upset. Jason Ducey, Rising Phoenix, not only in the chat but in the motherfucking Sauce Roundtable, holding it down. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Navid Moment, that's a new name, but welcome to the motherfucking Sauce. I don't know if you've been around, but welcome to Sauce Nation. Voodoo Child, Ray, Mr. Killer KB, Vampire Lord, Miss Voodoo C. Shout out to the best moderating couple in all the land, the Voodoo's holding it down. Football 503. Joseph Tenney say, oh, MGK got bodied. I ain't heard. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to see that Eminem reply. Jamal Benson, Dr. Rabbit. Let's see. Make sure. Shaolin Fantastic. What's the motherfucking deal? Charlotte, fantastic. Not only in the chat, but in the round table with us this evening. And you know what, man? Look, we might have to holler at you for us all sitting. We might have to holler at you Sunday. So give me a shout, Charlotte. Let's talk about some things after the stream. Let's see. Main account, what's the motherfucking deal? I'm not even gonna read that one. Let's see. Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Jimmy R, what's the motherfucking deal? Chris Ketchum, good to see you. Ray Moore. Let's see. Make sure everybody gets some love, man. Make sure Hector Naotomi, Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking Sean Real Live? What's the motherfucking deal? Real Live, 335 holding it down. Mr. Asian Pikachu, my favorite of all the Pikachus. Jules, what's the motherfucking deal? Cody Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Kellen Boys, Leonard Avery, Danny. Yeah, because you harassed me about it, so you ain't get it, Danny. That's your fault. Dylan Terrell, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, I think we done covered everybody. And let's just get into it, man. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to address. So first and foremost, and we're gonna start the orders looking like Braylon Wink, Wise, and then rapping Rising Phoenix. Rising Phoenix says whoever shows the most love in the sauce get a free bucket of Zaxby's. Nah, but here's the deal. Here's the deal, man. A comment was let out by a former Texans defensive coordinator, now current head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And now if I was a Tennessee Titan fan, which fortunately I am not, because that would be a state of constant despair, that said that he can see a possibility where Marcus Mariota and Gallopin Gabbert are both playing on Sunday. Now, to me, that doesn't sound like a vote of confidence at all in the health of your starting quarterback, because who or what coach in their right mind would say, hey, I could see not only my starting quarterback playing, but my backup quarterback playing. Now, I can look at this as one of two ways, and the second way is implausible. It's not going to happen. The only reason you would see a backup come in is one of two things: either the backup, your starter gets hurt, or you're winning by a deficit so large, or you're ahead by so many points that, hey, there's no point in risking it. We know the Titans aren't capable of that. So there's only one conclusion that I can see from that, and that seems unstable in my opinion. So I want to start with Braylon. I want to know what you think, man, about the statement made by one Mike Ain't Able Vrabel about seeing both of his quarterbacks playing in Sunday's game. What does that say to you?
It says that he's a him, is clueless to anything offensively and probably defensive too. This man is brain dead right now about football. It also shows Marcus Mariota isn't who and what they thought they was going to get. That's the number 2 overall. In a year that the quarterbacks was really lackluster. It also shows that they probably don't trust their offensive line. Missing 2 offensive tackles, both their right and starting left tackle. You're missing both of those guys. And you're going to put Marcus Mariota in the fire and face Clowney, White, Merciless, who Merciless is hungry, Clowney's hungry, and I know White hungry. White ain't have a sack in over 2 years. So he's starving. So that just shows the fear that's in his eyes.
Man is showing fear. He's putting the weakness out into the atmosphere. Wink, what does that say to you that they're going to risk? At first he's saying there's 2 possible QBs playing, no starting tackles. What is that saying to you if you reading between the lines? What are you getting from that?
Like I told Shaolin Fantastic and any Titans fan willing to listen, I told y'all this shit months ago. This ain't new to me. I predicted all of this shit months ago. Been said all of this. This ain't nothing new to me. This is regular season programming, and I told you he was going to end up having his imprint somewhere on that football team and his failure on both sides of the ball. So you can't tell me shit about Mike Vrabel, because we done seen what he done with the best talent the year before on defense, the number 1 product, and he took them all the way he took them, and that secondary was exactly the same without Bouye. You take away one player, and they regressed it just that much? Like, how does that happen with coaching in 1 year? For an OC, a DC, a head coach, a organization, period. How does that even happen? In a year's time. And immediately you can see this defense holding the Patriots to 6 points and a half. Yeah, they came out hard the first half. As soon as we warmed up and we knocked a little bit of dust off, what they do in the second half. And we ain't even going to talk about the field position y'all going to give us with Trevor Daniel back there kicking the rock. And y'all ain't got no returner like that. Field position is finna be horrible for y'all. Y'all finna have hella turnovers. The Honey Badger, he finna eat. He finna show you why he the smallest, biggest package in the league. He's finna show you that. He finna show out against y'all. He finna get a new card on Mutt this week. I guarantee it. Like, I guarantee it. He finna have like a over 100K card on Mutt next week. Yeah, y'all running backs, they easy to stop. I'm not worried about Deion Lewis. Bro, Zach Cunningham can guard Deion Lewis, but you don't even want us to put Dylan Cole on him. That's going to be a whole nother story. And we ain't even talking about how we finna shut down Derrick Henry. And you was, and matter of fact, let me address one thing. You want to sit here and you want to talk about a 191-yard game in the game y'all only won by 11 points in garbage time. You get a 75-yard run to go ahead and make sure that your number totals is up. And you want to sit here and be crazy about a win without the best quarterback. Will Fuller wasn't on the field, who y'all ain't played well against. Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins have the best number against y'all versus any team in the league. And so does J.J. Watt. And Taylor Warner's not here, and he was getting abused by Jadeveon Clowney last year. I watched the tape again today. He's so trash. So, and y'all quarterback, bro, he done showed y'all everything he needs to show y'all in this third year of complete and total regression. And he looked up in the playoffs by losing Kelsey on the other side of the ball and them not calling forward pass or whatever that was when he got this so-called tip ball to himself and say, hey, this nigga had the nerve to say that they exciting in the playoffs. Did y'all hear him when he said that?
This is my thing. Like, this is the thing about the self touchdown. That was a fuck up. Like, how do y'all try to turn that into a thing? That's not a thing. That was a bad play that it was a broken play that he just happened to convert.
How about the scores of games when we healthy, when it's a complete healthy team? Let's pull up the winning scores. And matter of fact, the only time y'all even win against us is in a game where we already clinched the playoffs and y'all don't even matter. If we in a spot to play y'all, we throwing the game away because we want to reserve our talent. We play them for a half just to make sure that they still got some boost of energy so that they don't get rusty by taking a full week off when they know they need to be ready for the playoffs to beat Oakland. Like we did, and we did it handily. Everybody knows if we had a better quarterback situation in New England when we beat them, everybody knows we beat them, including people from the Patriots. So you can't act like we get respect out here from the Patriots. When have the Patriots showed y'all any respect? When have they called out any of your players? And when have they said anybody on your team is great and he's taking y'all places? Nobody. Not anybody. Y'all don't have that type of play on y'all roster. You haven't had it since Javon Curse, and you're not going to have it anytime soon. So at the end of the day, y'all finna get y'all ass beaten. If y'all can't beat us Sunday, it's no way y'all beat us in Houston. Y'all ain't built to do that.
Your thoughts on the Titans' current situation and Marcus Mariota and Gabbert both possibly playing, or according to head coach Mike Vrabel, saying that both of these guys could possibly play. What does that tell you? I mean, that's not even as a Texans fan, just as a football fan. What is that telling you?
This man lacks confidence. He lacks the confidence in his quarterback. He's seen Marcus Mariota throw 2 interceptions last week. All I want to say is fuck this dude, Mike Vrabel. Fuck these Titans. Fuck these Titans fans because it's fucking Friday. Also, I want to say this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I don't understand how these guys from the Patriots system continue to get head coaching jobs. I mean, look what happened to Matt Patricia in his first game of the season. Got blown out on national TV. That's not a good look. You see a guy like Mike Vrabel lose to the Dolphins. Nobody picked the Dolphins to win more than 5 games this season. That's disappointing when you have a team that went to the playoffs last season. So the fact that they're going to put in Blaine Gabbert against the Texans, that's concerning for them because this guy struggles with turnovers, and this is a guy that gets fluttered in the pocket. We seen what we did to him in Jacksonville in the past, so we ran him the fuck out of Jacksonville. So if they want to put if they want to put Gabbert in starting against us on Sunday, they're gonna have problems. If they put Mariota's just gonna play one or two plays. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna fake an injury, and then he's gonna be a little pussy and go in the locker room like he usually do. Because that's the only thing he's known for getting paid for, being a bitch.
I mean, tell us how you really feel. Now, I got a question. For Phoenix. It's been a while, man. Good to see you, man. First and foremost, it's always good to see you. Glad that you could join us. Now, I got a question. You a down South Georgia boy. I just have a particular question. Then I'm gonna ask you the question I've asked everybody else. Who is your favorite college team?
Y'all gonna fucking hate me for mine. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
I mean, I do hate you for that, but I guess I could see some reason. And if you wouldn't mind, just kind of giving us the reason why you're a Tide fan.
All right, mine. Okay, the main reason I like the Crimson Tide is because they're the closest thing to an NFL team. I don't really care about the rest of college football. So watching Alabama, closest to watching an NFL game. The only team I can stand to watch.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to just was curious. You know, I see Braylon got his Georgia red on today. You know, I was just
no,
wondering.
bitch. I got on my school damn shirt.
Okay. He was looking red. I thought you was representing Georgia. You know, I know
nigga,
you was excited for the weekend and all that.
Nigga, but I'm repping Third Ward. The boys out of Third Ward.
No,
Jack Yates, nigga.
Okay, bro. Hold on. I'm just saying I couldn't tell. At first. The logo was a little low. Bro. I couldn't see it at first. All right. But Phoenix, man, your thoughts on why would a coach say that he could see a scenario where both of his quarterbacks are playing in the game on Sunday?
This is an easy question. It's because he knows what's coming. He knows we're going to take Mariota's head clean off his fucking shoulders, and he's going to have to put Blaine Gabbert in, and we're going to do the same shit to him probably too. That simple as that.
Okay. Clean and simple. I mean, it's just like that. Now, I got to make sure I show some love. Now, it is fucking Friday. I saw a couple of folks with their fucking, so let's go ahead and get those out real quick, what y'all had on your mind. I see some fuck the Titans, fuck the rest of the AFC South. I see fuck the Bills. Oh, fuck Bills. Not fuck but fuck the Bills too. Fuck them too, shit. Fuck Bills, fuck clown-ass Vrabel, fuck bitches. Fuck the Titans and their fans. Fuck the Steelers, fuck the Chiefs. Hate those mofos already. Georgia sucks. All right. Fuck these hoes, dog. Okay. All right. Just check and see what people got on their mind. Somebody says that Phoenix looks like an older, fat Steph Curry's brother. Okay. That's a first. You got a variety of stuff going on over there, Phoenix. You went from 17 to Steph Curry and all that other good stuff. But all right, looking at the situation that we got going into, man. I mean, just the potential. What they're saying is Will Fuller should be a go. I think Kiki's looking suspect. We know that the Titans are going to be without their two starting tackles. And a conversation, and shout out to Mr. Shaolin, fantastic. I did happen to stumble across the video earlier. We'll address that. We'll definitely address that. But you said that we didn't speak on the O-line, the Texas O-line. When we did, we definitely did.
Fools, eat 'em up, cats.
Fuck all others, eat 'em up, cat. Oh, goddamn them cats. But we did. I mean, you might have tuned out of the video before we really got into that, because I mean we addressed it. We're realistic here. Our starting O-lineman went down in Henderson. We lost him for the year. I mean that's something we're aware of. And then the rookie comes in, and then they move the other starter to the other side, which I don't know why they did that. But looking at injuries, looking at health, and just kind of a rundown of that. I mean, what is your realistic expectation come Sunday of this defensive line versus the Titans offense? So, I mean, if you're talking about Mariota, who's also coming off an injury, potentially being in danger, not having his blind side protected, their tight end is out for the season. I mean, he can't realistically believe that the Titans are going to go in there and light us up because they don't have the experience, the unity, the continuity of playing together. I mean, what do you see as a realistic outcome of this situation with the Texans and the Titans? Start with Phoenix and working our way back.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't want to start with me if it wasn't starting there. But I want to make sure I got the question right. It's what can we expect between our offensive line and their defensive front, or just teams in general?
Basically, the teams in general. I was just trying to note a few things that have taken place, over the weekend, and notable injuries and things like that. But your overall feelings as towards, what's going to happen, position matchups, things of that sort.
I feel like when it comes to like the positions clashing, I feel like we kind of outdo them at every position. Like I think our defensive line destroys their healthy offensive line, and they're missing 2 tackles, both starters, and that's going to hurt them, especially when you got Clowney, who's pissed off. They kept targeting his knees on those plays. You got Whitney Merciless pissed off that I'm sure he was pissed off he had to go into coverage and couldn't get after Brady as much. You got all these dudes in the trenches pissed off. And then you flip to the opposite side. Offensive line looked horrible last week. I'm sure they're going to be pissed off because they're got everybody talking about, hey, these guys can't block. They're still trash. So I bet I'll put this out there. I guarantee Houston will not allow more than 1 sack. 1 sack is the max.
1 sack max. That's definitely feeling very confident. So you have some faith in the rookie ranking and Davenport being moved to right tackle. So that's a very I think that's a hot take. That's a hot take. Real quick, we got a couple of texts I want to make sure I address. Shout out to Chandler, says shout out to Honcho, Wink, Wise, Breaking News, Bray in Phoenix. Shout out to Chandler, man, always holding down the sauce line. And we will open up the sauce line a little bit later for calls, but you can text into the sauce line now. We'll make sure to address those. There's a number right there, so if for those of you who don't know. Wise, man, kind of having some time to look over things this week and kind of reevaluate the situation. We know who is going to be available. I know we were speculating early on that Mariota wouldn't play, but I mean, it seems like he still was a 50-50 chance that he won't play much. Who knows what the fuck Vrabel is thinking. I mean, just looking at the matchups now, kind of, being a little bit more confident who's going to be available, who's not going to be available. What do you see happening, and what is the most interesting position matchup between the Texans and Titans that what intrigues you the most?
These wide receivers going against the secondary. We seen what Malcolm Butler. He got how James Harden don't play defense. They got a whole highlight tape of this guy getting burnt on corner. It's kind of ridiculous. I want to see Logan Ryan against Will Fuller. I want to see all these guys on the tight end secondary because they was talking a lot of trash. That's going to be interesting. I've been waiting to see Will Fuller. This guy, he's been dealing with a hamstring injury. I'm kind of sad that Kiki won't be playing this week as well because I wanted to see this guy debut. This is a guy that they've been talking about that's been making big plays in the slot. He's sure-handed. And that's an upgrade over Bruce Ellington right now because, Bruce Ellington is getting open, but he ain't catching the ball. And when you have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson putting the ball in your hand, you don't have no excuses to drop the ball, man. So I'm kind of excited to see these wide receivers, and I'm excited to see Deshaun Watson bounce back this week. This guy's on a vengeance. This guy's been talking about how he's going to bounce back. He ain't worried about all the talk. He ain't worried about all the distractions this week. He come out and play football. He got his swagger back. So I want to see if this guy can throw maybe 300 or 400 yards this week against this tight end secondary. That's the thing that intrigues me the most. And then I hear guys talking about how the Titans got a solid offensive line even though they're missing their tackles on Twitter. And it's kind of ridiculous because you're going against J.J. Watt. You're going against Jadeveon Clowney. You're going against Whitney Merciless. Hopefully we get to see my boy Dookie Joke play this week because if we do, man, I guarantee this defense is going to have at least 6 sacks.
That's very intriguing. You say that. So Phoenix says we only give up 1, and Wise says if Duke plays, we're going to get at least 6. And I do believe that Mariota will be out there running for his life, man. He will definitely be on the scramble till he gets hit once or twice, and then he'll be crying about I can't feel any feeling in my pinky toe, coach. You gotta pull me out. I can't play. I won't be able to make it. He'll find some bitch ass excuse, because I mean we've seen it time and time again that the dude, when the pressure rises, the dude mediocre, not Mr. Mediocre, because we like Mr. Mediocre. We don't like Marcus Mediocre, so don't get that twisted. Y'all be out there talking about, y'all talk about Sticky. We ain't talking about Sticky. We got love for Sticky. We ain't got no love for Mariota. We actually have, when it comes to teams with having Hawaiians, we have the better Hawaiian of the two teams. Fairbairn is a much better Hawaiian than fucking Marcus Mediocre. That might be a little racist, but it's not that racist. It's all right. I can say that. You know, Wink, your thoughts, man, on what is the most intriguing position matchup going into this game? I mean, what catches your attention? Looking at the guys who are available and the guys who are unavailable.
I can't wait to show what Hopkins and Fuller is going to do up against their secondary. I can't wait. Oh, they finna get torched. They finna get, bro, like Deshaun Watson, bro, he just had to knock some rust off. It was clear that him not playing in the preseason, definitely, because he looked exactly the way he looked in the preseason last year, the way. Except it was a real live game situation, and he didn't get the time when he made a mistake in the preseason to rectify that. He didn't get a chance to work on that. And the coach felt like, okay, this is enough that we put on tape, something you can work on, but he didn't even get a chance to work on it in game. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit like that is what I'm saying that Bill O'Brien does to hinder this team. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to take health and a few other things, but shit, you also want to know how he plays with your offensive line too, don't you? If Tom Brady at 41 is still playing in preseason games, Deshaun Watson ain't exempt from that. You think Brady ain't at a greater risk than Deshaun Watson? If you believe that, there's something wrong with you. He's in a much higher, bro, like he doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have this. It's much easier to sack him. If you run your pass rush right, it's easy to get to Tom Brady. We know the ways. We've done the plays. We just ain't in the right form right now to compete with them. But they already show, even in raw form and knocking some of the dust off and a half of football, they can limit a team like the Patriots in week 1 with a team with Kevin Johnson and Zach Cunningham getting burnt in coverage. Even with all of that and penalties, you mean to tell me all Tom Brady could put up with 6 points in the half with a trash-ass Texans team like that? We know the Titans can't do that because y'all ain't got no quarterback. Y'all ain't got no receivers. Y'all ain't got no tight end. They already know your running back and Deion Lewis, Malcolm Butler, nigga. We gonna trash you. We gonna show you why you'll never see another Super Bowl again. Bro, trust me. We gonna expose you for what we already knew you were, and we already knew you was on your decline after you made the plays in that Super Bowl and you had a Pro Bowl year the year after that. Outside of that, you haven't really done anything amazing. You don't do anything amazing. You do everything above average. And I guess, you know, a team like the Titans probably felt like that was a major upgrade because they know they've been trashed in secondary forever now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a team to compete with nobody, really. Yeah, in the past, y'all gonna been able to win some games. Y'all ain't finna do that shit with Mike Vrabel. Coach Malarkey actually had success. He knows what it's like to win in this league. He took y'all to 2-9-7 records, essentially what Bill O'Brien did for us, and y'all get rid of him. And he took you to a playoff, AFC divisional round. Like the fact he did that, and y'all get rid of him, and he at least could just find an offensive coordinator and just manage the game. He didn't even get to. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think we've been told y'all all about Mike. You know what I'm saying? So it's whatever, man. Like, y'all it's finna be 41-19. Deshaun Watson is gonna have over 350 plus yards with 4 touchdowns. And he'll probably have 34. He'll have 34 rushing yards. DeAndre Hopkins, he finna have a field day on y'all. He gonna have at least 9 to 10 catches. And he gonna probably have like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns on y'all. Will Fuller, if he get involved in the return game against y'all, it's a wrap. Like every matchup on this team, we can just exploit y'all. We know how to play y'all. Y'all ain't hard to beat. It's easy. We healthy too. Come on, bro. Y'all don't stand a chance.
Braylon, your thoughts on the most interesting matchup between the Texans and the Titans coming up on Sunday?
our young athletic tight end against their old and rookie as middle linebackers or their or whatever safety they have on him because have on these guys because what you saw Jordan Thomas is not normal. Not a guy who's 6'7" plus 245-pound plus. There's only one tight end who did what he did Sunday that can do it often, and it's Rob Gronkowski. Now, what I'm saying is what he did is he beat Patrick Chung, a safety, in a race. He ran the route and faked the hell out of Patrick Chung, and he beat him. Granted, it was one catch, but it was a very impressive catch because nobody can really do that against Patrick Chung. Patrick Chung isn't a bad safety. I mean, Patrick Chung's a pretty good safety. Over the past few years, he's been one of the most reliable safeties in the game. He's always done his job. But for Jordan Thomas, a rookie who is 6'7", beat him like that? Now, the older linebackers that they got, like, Woodyard and the rookie like Evan, I don't think they will be able to stop my man Jordan Thomas. Jordan Akins is looking better than what we expected. Made 2 good athletic catches. It wasn't that many yards, but he made 2 good athletic catches. Also, Ryan Griffin, we've always kind of undervalued Ryan Griffin, but the way he's running, the routes he's running now, and how he's moving is better than what he did last year and the year before that. He's improving. He's becoming what we expected him to be, and that's a good route running, vertical threat type tight end. And he's doing that now. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Titans up. Fantastic. I forgot your first name. But you might want to be worried about them tight ends eating up on the boys and Deshaun Watson being angry after his performance last week.
Yeah, there was a good question in the chat, and I jotted down. I apologize. There was some conversation on the Sauceline, some very interesting things that make me a little bit sad. But I don't know. I don't even know if it makes me sad. I guess we'll have to determine that. But a very good question. If Deshaun Watson plays again like he plays last week, does that change your thoughts on him? I mean, if he plays again like he plays last week and we lose, does that change your thoughts? Does that change your opinion on Deshaun Watson? And does that have you concerned? We'll start with Braylon on that one and get your thoughts on that.
Of course you will have a little concern because it is your quarterback. It is your young guy that you decide to trade up and trade a future first-round pick to be the franchise guy, to be the guy. Of course it's worrying, but it's still not that worrying because to have almost a year off of football and playing a couple snaps here in preseason, here and there in preseason, although he played against the 49ers ones, except for Richard Sherman, but he played against their ones a lot. Reuben Foster was doing his thing kind of a little bit over there. Wasn't doing too much of a thing. But and then he played against a couple of ones for the Rams. But to say it's very concerning is really premature. Like I've said, he is not considered a rookie until he plays 16 regular season games. I'm saying that because there isn't a season worth the body of work. Right now, it's 9.5 games worth of film and worth of body in his body of work. And still in those 9.5 games, he still got 20 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, which is pretty good for a rookie, which is not what you expect a rookie to have. Over 3,000 yards, possibly passing now. So looking at that, in 9.5 games, you've seen a rookie quarterback, a guy that was in a spread offense at his best when running no huddle and stuff, and we kind of saw the second half. He started getting better when they was going up tempo. He was able to make quicker reads and stuff like that. And also what Bill O'Brien does in the scheme and the game plan and how he has Watson controlling the game. I think this, we'll kind of see what Watson was last year. Hopefully he can, slow down interceptions. Of course, you want your interceptions slow down, but if he If he's getting 5 touchdowns and 1 interception every game, I'm happy as hell. Because that's a 5-to-1 ratio. You can't stop a 5-to-1 ratio. You can't.
Okay. I mean, no, you'll definitely accept that. I mean, there's no complaints about that. You're talking about you're not worried about that. You'll take 5-to-1 all day, every day. Wink, your thoughts. If DW4 plays like he played last week, is that a cause for concern?
Well, some. But like I said, this is still the early part of the season. It'll be 14 more games after that, and I don't see him sustaining this for an entire. That would be a horrific season if that happened. You know what I'm saying? We would have to evaluate some things, but at the end of the day, you can't really say too much because the growing pains of him having to learn to play quarterback and to see different blitzes. He's going to beat and play some of the best teams over his first 2 years. So now that he's had a feel to know how to play him when it comes back around and he's actually in his mode, because I believe he has to be in his mode. And we said it on the stream, like, he wasn't as bouncy and as chipper as he was in any prior game. Like, in any game he played last year, he was not, like, as chipper as, like, he typically was. So I honestly believe the work that he puts in and how hard he's never shown this type of regression in his mind. I feel like, why would he when he gets to the NFL? I think he has too much on the line. He has too much to live up to, and he has the will to want to be better. And he has all the traits of a Hall of Fame quarterback with Super Bowls. And as I said, plural on the Super Bowls part, but that's how I see it. But I'm sure we don't have a bust quarterback. I'm very confident about that. So until he shows that's who he is, then that's the only way we'll take him at his word. But as of now, come on, bro. It's too early to say. I wouldn't even say that about Marcus Mariota in his first year. Come on, man.
Rising Phoenix, a.k.a. Fat Older Curry. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts, man. If Deshaun Watson puts out a similar performance to last week, is that a cause for concern going forward for the Texans?
If it's similar to last week, a little bit, but it's still not horrible, in my opinion. Because you got to think about it. This dude's young. We completely switched the system that he was operating in. Like last year, it was the college offense. Just because he had to kind of come in, learn on the fly, didn't really get a shot to play with the ones in the offseason last year because they gave the job to Tom Savage. And we completely switched from that college offense to now an actual NFL offense. He's going to have to adjust to that. And it's going to take more than 2 weeks, probably more than 4 or 5 weeks, honestly. Because this dude is, think about it, he's what, 23, 24 years old? Yeah, 23, yeah.
Yeah, man, the man just had a birthday. It's like his birthday today, man. Hold on, man. You're going to be trying to make him older than he is. You get that man respect on his birthday, goddamn. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lord and Savior Deshaun Watson, forgive me. Yeah, but like I said, it's going to take time. Do I expect him to be perfect right away? No. He's going to have growing pains. We knew this. Everybody knows these young quarterbacks, they're going to struggle at some point. And this is exactly what I was worried about. Because remember when we were talking about we should take Lamar Jackson if he falls to the 3rd round? Remember that conversation? This right here is why I didn't want that to happen. Just because after game 1, we would have been claiming, should we put Lamar Jackson in? Is it time? Like, it's way too soon, regardless of 2 back-to-back games being back. It's way too soon. That's all I got to say on that.
With you, man. The way I look at it, though, I think it is. I would say if it happens again, I wouldn't say again it would be overly concerning, but you do got to start, paying attention and kind of looking at what is it that's causing him problems, and is it going to be something that's going to impact his game long term? And again, you may have to go back and refine that BOB offense. Has he overcomplicated things? Is it what is it in particular that he's having trouble with? And then again, it's also going to be kind of hard for me to just to put it all on him, even though again, we look at those stats and it's almost confusing. But again, maybe that you can attribute that to adjustments made at halftime. Because we sit and we talk about how you say do opposite of O'Brien. But my thing is, because early on it was like, again, a lot of holding the ball, looking real flat-footed. Second half, he got the ball out a lot faster, looked a little bit crisper. But again, when he had time to throw the ball, I don't know if it was the decision-making that he was over processing, and making it more difficult on himself. Or if it was because, once the time was short, like again, when he only had like 2 seconds in the pocket, he was getting out quick. He wasn't overthinking himself, and he's making completions. Again, now Ellington didn't do him any favors, and again, losing your starting tackle didn't do any favors. And man, shout out to Voodoo Child, because he asked, and he didn't ask. He sent some information in. This is what I was not aware of, and this is something that bothers me. It bothers me, but I guess it makes sense at the same time. Basically, and I'll read it verbatim, so I'm not just over speculating anything, but it's in reference to the offensive line and why they made the move that they made. And it said did you hear the reason for the Davenport switch? When they asked Rankin where he's more comfortable, he said left. When Davenport asked his preference, he said either. Rankin is left-handed and has played LT. So I guess that was their reasoning. I guess if you're going to have to put the rookie in, you would want to put them where they're more comfortable, because you would hope to get more, I don't want to say production from them, but I mean, you'd rather than be more consistent. And even though he did not look good at LT, I can only imagine if he felt less comfortable at right tackle, how bad he could have looked. So it could have been much worse. So that's something that bothers me too. Again, like I say, with the tackle situation, it's just going to be interesting. I can't put everything all on Deshaun. But I'll put what's due on him, and then I'll put what's due on O'Brien, and then I'll put what's due on that line. There's several factors that could go into a bad game. I don't expect it to be bad like the Patriots, because when we're talking about Bill Belichick, who is, I mean, much as you hate him, much as he's willing to do whatever it takes, is all the shady shit he's done, he's still a brilliant head coach. He finds ways to beat people. Then you're talking about a top tier coach to a bottom of the bucket coach in fucking Mike Vrabel. You know what I'm saying? Mike Vrabel will fucking be drunk for the pregame and shit. So I'm not worried about him. Wink, your thoughts on that one?
This is something that it was just a thought, like, as we talking about all this stuff, and I had seen something on Twitter earlier, and I don't fuck with PFF, but it was kind of crazy. Like, they was willing to give Deshaun Watson on this stat. They was like, he was 100%. He was like 3 of 3, like on the RPO plays that they had called for him. He was 100% on them plays. And I was just like, they ain't blowing that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't getting blown up. They not saying when you call some shit that he was comfortable with at the time. If that's just what it takes for him to play, like, just until he gets warmed up to get in a rhythm to really get how he needs to feel in the football game to be a solid quarterback, then call what's needed for him right now. Because at the end of the day, if you were a good coach, you would have just shortened the routes up and took the pressure off of the tackles and the O-line. No, you continue to make them want to look bad, play them out of place, and then you want to have all these long developing routes when you know you don't have the receivers behind DeAndre Hopkins the way that they was playing them to be counterproductive. But we know we can get Bruce Ellington on a drag route or a crossing route or a slant or something like that with Bruce Ellington real quick, and he can go for 30, 40 yards at a time. We've watched him do this numerous times. But you still don't do it. And this is just one of the things that concerns me about Bill O'Brien. I've been saying it, and the more I talk about it, the more I make sense of many reasons why I don't like this. But I'm still giving him a chance.
But when you have to say that he made those adjustments at halftime, I mean, we saw a completely different team.
Somewhat he did. Somewhat. But he went away from it. It took too long for him to realize what he was doing right. He got away from it and didn't utilize it for an entire half. That's concerning. That's really concerning, because what are you really doing to win? What are you really doing to win the game? Are you telling me that Bill O'Brien did his best Sunday? Or did he not leave shit out on the field that we questioning right now on Soft Sports? Right or wrong to everybody watching this right now. Get in the chat. Was he not responsible?
Okay.
And he immediately declined his responsibility after the game. I'm just saying.
Like I said, I think the situation, I look at it like this, especially when you're in the heat of the game, you got a lot of pieces moving in and out. You only have so much time in between, plays or drives or whatever it is. I think, halftime gave him the ability, they probably weren't expecting to give Rankin a lot of PT and being able to change some things up and give it a little bit more thorough explanation. So I think that gives you the ability to make better changes at halftime as opposed to making those in-game adjustments with guys who were more understanding of the offense, who kind of know what's going on. But again, like I say, there are definitely things, like I say, that were left on the table, but it's still really difficult for me to just put this one all on B.O.B. A lot of people are sticking to the play calling situation. But again, we talk about RPO shit. It was an RPO that it looked like that was the play that, Deshaun Watson fumbled on early in the game. So, I mean, that, there's a lot of different aspects of it, even though that you can look at. And so, again, like I say, this was other than the defense, you can talk about Kevin Johnson. And I ate all the crow I'm eating on Kevin Johnson. Other than the defense, that whole offensive side of the ball, I mean, from the coaching staff to the guys on the field, it was a terrible performance all the way around. I mean, it's not something that you can go into. I don't even know what their stadium's called, whatever they got in Meth Mountain Stadium, and do something like that on Sunday and expect to come away with a win, because then you're going to be putting way too much pressure on that defense again. And I expect the defense to thrive. I'm not worried, but it's Mariota. But you can't play. We can't have that type of performance from anybody, from the coaching, from the plan to whatever, and expect to come out victorious and expect to continue the season and be victorious. But here, got a couple of questions coming in on the sauce line here, and we're going to open these up, and then we'll open up the sauce line for some calls here. Says, question from everyone. And this is a good one. We'll throw this one up, kind of lightning round question. Who gets the most yards this game?
Deshaun Watson. I mean, what are you talking about? What I mean, you mean like an individual
like
players?
An individual player, like we're talking about like a receiver, running back. The quarterback always going to eat. But
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he been eating. He finna have a phenomenal game against y'all. I'm not even worried.
Excluding quarterback, I'm going Will Fuller.
Okay. No players from Georgia, Braylon. We're talking about the Texans. Okay, we ain't talking about the Bulldogs.
I mean, if you want to be technical, DeAndre Hopkins is from Georgia, and so is Deshaun Watson. So that's Georgia right there. But players, I'm gonna go out of them. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my tight ends. I'm gonna say Jordan Thomas gonna have the most yards.
Oh, okay. So Jordan Thomas coming out party. Okay. Okay.
Okay. The reason why is Steven Anderson 8 last year. Last year against Tennessee, that was his best game of his career. Can we not say? And we can also say Jordan Thomas as a rookie was better than Steven Thomas as a sophomore or rookie. I'm tripping, as a rookie. So
I don't know that yet. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the evidence to support that.
I'm big on Jordan Thomas. I've been big on him for a long time now. It's too early to say his rookie season is going to be better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he will have a better rookie season than Steven Anderson.
Okay, all right. That's a bold statement. I got
a few feathers left over for some Kevin Johnson Crow just in case I need them. You know what I mean? If I need them, I'll be sure to send them your way. I got a couple of feathers left over, but that's a bold prediction, man.
That cup, Braylon.
Boy, sipping that.
Lamar Miller will end up having a good ass game though.
Bro, it's some good ass ice. Leave me alone. And I got the double cup. Fuck.
The double cup with the ice. No drink, just double cup with the ice, huh? I feel you.
Y'all that lean.
All right, we got two questions I kind of want to ask, and they almost kind of resemble. Another one from Ashman says, does O'Brien just need to get an OC again? Actually, I had two people ask that same question. Do we need an offensive coordinator? And so O'Brien can focus more on adjustments, and then Ashman asked, do we need to just need to get an OC again? Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah. Yes. It's clear that he just needs to coach and manage the game, and somebody else with a better mind can easily. He needs to take his imprint completely off of this football team. What he wants to do has not worked. Like, it hasn't. The guys that he's put in place to call the plays, and even when he calls the plays up to a certain point, he doesn't get everybody else, ready to play the game. So he hasn't done it consistently. So, I don't know. He needs to.
Okay. Somebody asked, should we bring Gazi back? What happened? Where did Gazi end up going? I forgot, where did Gazi end up going?
He's been floating around teams.
I thought he went to the.
He got a solid team.
Yeah, he went.
And to be truthfully honest with you, the best offensive coordinator option for us right now is the QB's coach. It's the best option right now. If you want
Sean Ryan looks like he would be. Sean Ryan looks like he's supposed to call plays for an offense. Like he looks like he's supposed to call an offense. Like he really does. Like he looks like he has a decent mind. I wonder what tree. I want to investigate like to which coaching tree he comes from. I'm not exact. I haven't really looked in the way he comes from, but I'm gonna check into that shit.
The reason why I'm saying that is because he knows exactly what Deshaun's comfortable with. He knows exactly, and we can't say that he doesn't know. So you give Deshaun a OC he's comfortable with, and he's still young, and then boom, it clicks, and then you got, I don't know, Matt Ryan, Kyle Shanahan's MVP season, something like that. You never know. I'm just saying, it's the best option to me. It's the best option right now.
Yeah, see, that's my thing with the offensive coordinator is it has to be the right one. It can't just be a coordinator. Like, if we don't get somebody who actually knows what they're doing, then it's pointless. We might as well keep O'Brien there. But if we get somebody who can call plays correctly, knows the kind of if he can do that, I'm fine with having a coordinator because that means O'Brien can focus on things he needs to.
The TBRLSB, ABCDQRP, all that other good stuff. And I can agree with that, though. Like you're talking about, somebody who's comfortable with it. Again, I agree with Sean Ryan's statement because that's who's been working with him, so he's going to know what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. Dabo ain't going to leave that cushy college position to come deal with the rigors of the NFL. I think college coaches who thrive when you have in college, you have more power over what's going on. Then on campus, you treat it like a god. You play in the NFL and you lose one game, the city try to shit on you. Everybody fuck you and this, that, and the third. Fucking you win a Super Bowl. Next thing you know, the first game, Philly they booing their fans. I mean, in college, you'll get a little bit more tolerance than you will in the NFL. So I think some of those guys, we saw what happened with Saban when he tried to make that move. And he's definitely got a. You definitely want to stick where you at, man. That's not gonna be the deal. But I see somebody saying, shout out to fucking Mr. Mediocre. That's funny as shit. He said, why not Hugh Jackson? He'll be available in a couple of weeks. So
nowhere near this team. He's the joke of a head coach. No.
I know if they get rid of fucking Sean Payton after, because this is last year in New Orleans. If he don't re-up, I definitely want him here. I want him here. Period. Period. No.
Fuck O'Brien. Get him.
Fuck O'Brien. I want him here. Period. Man, he definitely gonna know who to put with Deshaun Watson, and he definitely gonna make the running game. And he ain't had that kind of defense ever. Sean Ryan with that kind of man, fuck. Especially if you keep Romeo Cornell here or somebody who runs a primary 4-3 like a Jim Schwartz. Could you imagine him and Jim Schwartz together with this defense? That would be crazy, bro. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't see Peyton though. If they pull off something similar to last year, I don't see. I think they're gonna pay Peyton because it would be wise to keep him in house unless he's just gonna retire all the way. Because you're not gonna find too many guys that's gonna be able to replace him and give you the same production. So I would see New Orleans trying to retain his services. But if he was available, I definitely Broderick. Don't say that. Don't say that, Broderick. Wherever Kubiak is. He's not. I'm not even going to get into the details. He's just not physically stable enough to be running enough. Here's the thing. Here's the deal, though. Honestly, I don't want to say it because I try to be reasonable. Like I say, I try to look at both sides of things. Now, if Kubiak is the coach that they say he is now, not the one who was originally with the Texans, the one who went and basically they said he made when he went to Baltimore. They say he made a lot of changes. He definitely transitioned in the way his thinking was, became more of a player's guy. Now, if you could see that old Texans offense and running that with what he was able to get going with Matt Schaub, who had no fucking threat of the run. And get that play action respected in that sense. Again, we don't have Arian Foster. Arian Foster helped that out a lot. But I wouldn't mind, seeing DW4 run that offense. Again.
Let's be from just the coaching standpoint, Honcho. Just the coaching standpoint. Think about in the trenches, Gary did not lose games on coaching decisions. He lost it strictly due to talent on the field. Yeah, we're not gonna act like Gary Kubiak was losing for not knowing when to call a timeout, not winning.
I don't think he was put in some of the same positions though, because when you got talent like Arian doesn't put you in those positions on third and short or. Should I rely on Schaub? Should I rely on Arian? You're gonna put the ball in Arian's hands. Arian's gonna take care of it. So I don't think you. I think some of those situations were masked up by.
We're not gonna act like Bill O'Brien didn't have a success with Arian Foster either, because he did.
That's more the end of life Arian. So I can't give him necessarily prime Arian. But he had prime, and prime Arian was unlike any other. I mean, it was
all right.
He got prime Arian right now with Lamar Miller. No, I'm kidding on that one.
Hey,
boy, give me some Jackson.
Hey, so
heck no, Kubiak had the most predictable calls.
Background, and he's from the Tom Coughlin coaching tree. Just saying.
Who's come from his tree? Tom Coughlin knows how to coach. Tom Coughlin got like a grit.
He was on the 2007 Super Bowl team and 2011. Okay. So he was.
But
I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at.
I didn't know that either. Both of the Super Bowl teams.
As a wide receivers and offensive assistant.
Wow. Hey, we know. Well, I know he know what to do with wide receivers because I saw what he did with Akeem Nicks. Mario Manningham,
Victor Cruz there too,
yeah, and Jeremy Shockey and Plaxico Bird, David Tyree. Like, come on, bro. Like, he had a lot of guys.
Okay. Now, what's the craziest part about Sean Ryan is that he was getting interest from the Vikings, but the Vikings said, "Nah, let's not get him." Right? That's what they said. Bill O'Brien is not smart enough to upgrade him to OC, but he's smart enough to upgrade Vrabel. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like if you was gonna take a risk on anybody, he's shown the ability to do.
In fairness, with the Vrabel thing, it was mainly done because Vrabel was getting head coach offers, and he knew damn well he wasn't going to become a head. He wasn't going to give up head coach for Vrabel. Thank God, because I can only imagine what Vrabel would have done.
Quit talking to you. I'd have had to abandon the ship, dog. I had to jump on.
What you talking about? Like if we would have kept Vrabel as the DC?
If Bill O'Brien had gone, okay, I'll step down and just be OC. Vrabel, you can be head coach.
It'd be hell no.
Whoa! Oh God, no!
That would have been
God,
cool.
No.
Now,
I couldn't be a fan of this football team. I would just support the Eagles. I would. That's my other thing. I would just support the Eagles, bro.
The crazy thing is that I think Bill O'Brien wants to stay in Houston because of the situation with his son and stuff. He wants to stay in Houston.
Yeah.
So if it ever came down to the sense that he could be the head coach, I think he would just say, "Hey, I'm gonna back down, get somebody else head coach. I'll be OC." I don't think his ego is big enough.
If we weren't getting the success we were looking for from our head coach, I don't think he'd mind stepping down. He could go somewhere else that has similar, I know it's not going to be, but similar medical for his son and still be a head coach. I think he'd do that. But, hey, I mean, I think if he fucks up this year, he's going to end up out of a job here anyway. So.
The Sauceline says actually bring it up and make sure I'm accurately stating it. It said, this is a question for the round table. Which player would you trade for high round picks? And I think I know what most people are thinking. I know the conversation is going back and forth between a particular player. But, you know, we'll start with Braylon. You know, who would you, if you had to pick one player on the Texans to trade for some additional high value assets, who would you be willing to let go?
I would be willing to let go of McKinney. Although we just paid him, I would be willing to let him go. Because, I mean, we have Cunningham, who is still young in his second season, stuff is still developing, and Dylan Cole, who is stupid in coverage. I've never seen a linebacker, well, personally, and, you know, in my mindset of actually fully understanding the game of football and fully understand what's going on in the field, I haven't seen a linebacker like him on the Texans be dominant and be able to coverage and go out and guard a running back who got 4.4, 4.3 speed, foot for foot, stay with him, get an interception, get pick sixes in two different games against the running back. And seeing what he did and seeing how he stays active no matter what the score is, he's fighting, no matter what it is, he's saying, I'm a linebacker, I'm not underrated. Go ahead.
Running back and tight ends. He did it against Delaney Walker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and tight end.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. That's the tight. Speaking of tight, that's your best pass catcher. And that motherfucker ducked the pass. That hoe fell into fucking Dylan Cole. This motherfucker ducked. Didn't even attempt to go for it. That motherfucker ducked that hoe. Dog. Like, oh no, that bitch fell right into Dylan Cole's hand. He took that hoe to the casa, man. Like, come on, man.
Has he been playing for y'all? Like, does he even have 100 in total 20 yards of production against the Texans? Like, does Delaney Walker even have that type of production against us in his career? Because he has not played well against us either. And Derrick Henry has not played well against us, minus that bullshit game that y'all ended up winning when the season was over for us. Did nothing count, and Tom Savage and Bill O'Brien was a part of the issue, and Mike Vrabel was the DC. I mean, it was a lot of factors that was wrong last year, and y'all know what's up. A healthy Texas team that cares, y'all never beat us.
Now, what I've seen from Delaney Walker is most of the time the guy that's guarding him is getting the interception. Because in that same exact game, Andre Howe got the interception while guarding Delaney Walker. So, hey.
He got off jump ball, didn't he?
I want to say Gilchrist got one too. I want to say that was him that he got one against too on that seam route that he jumped. I want to say it was Delaney Walker, but I'd have to see it again.
It might have been, but I'd have to go and check that.
If it was the receiver, that's even worse.
But Wink, your thoughts, man? Who would you trade for if you had one player that you could trade for some high value assets for the Texans? Who would it be?
He mentioned McKinney, but this would hurt. But I think he's on a contract, and if you really wanted to move him, I wouldn't want to do this. But for a good value pick for us, I'll be Whitney Merciless. You could put him on the line. They know he can rush over the guards, and they know he can play well against Tom Brady. A team is going to want that. And he has a chance to be able to play them again. Like, you mean to tell me, like, the Jets wouldn't go get him right now with what they got right now? Like, it's guys like that belong in the AFC East right now. To be able to play a player like that and build up a name. It's either that or the AFC North, so you can play. The NFC North, so you can play against Aaron Rodgers. You know, and he can get to both of those guys. He's gotten to both of them.
Wait. If Whitney's on the Vikings, that's scary as hell. If Whitney's on the Bears, that's scary as hell.
Yes.
You got him lined up next to Everson Griffin, or he's lining up next to Daniel Hunter.
You line him up right now on the Bears with Leonard Floyd, Danny Trevathan, Akeem Hicks, and Khalil Mack right now. Jesus Christ, bro. They hit. The only reason why I can step up and the only reason why I can work is because we already got his replacement. And if he was to walk in, we got Duke. Because that could very well be a situation that could end up happening. I'm just saying. He ain't got no extension.
I think if that situation with Duke were to happen, I don't want this to happen. I want him to stay. I think Duke potentially, I pray to God not, is being groomed to replace Clowney. I pray that's not what they're trying to do here. But that could be a situation that we're looking at. Clowney's coming to the end of his deal. I mean, look at what we did with Boye. He played great. So it might not even matter how good Clowney plays. They might just be trying to get as much production from him as possible before they say, see ya, you're not worth the money.
Okay, let's say he has a 7-sack year with 15 tackles for loss. Is that worth $20 million? No.
No.
It's not worth that contract. It's not worth that contract, but you still play a player like them because it's not just sacks that he gives you. He alters games. Like from multiple units. He frees dudes up. And look at we said all this tonight. And you know one person that the Titans definitely got to worry about when they come see us Sunday or when we go see them. Y'all ain't gonna be able to account for DJ Reader. Did y'all see what he did to the Patriots? Did y'all see that?
Yo, okay.
We didn't even talk about him.
Yo, we were talking about Clowney, JJ, and Merciless getting held. They were holding Reader pretty damn bad too. Like he was beating the fuck out the interior line.
He was beating Andrews pretty good. He beat Andrews pretty good.
Like
right to the door.
They were struggling to keep him back.
Justin had came up here to ask him something, and he had went downstairs because he said.
My fault. Look, let me. I had it down. Like I said, give me just a hot second so I can test the audio for the Sauceline there. I was over here tweaking in the, tweaking the knobs. I wasn't tweaking like on meth, like in Meth Mountain, Tennessee. But I was tweaking the sound here. So give me just a second. I'm gonna get the Sauceline activated. Give me. Let me make sure the audio and everything is copacetic, and then we're gonna take your calls, man. And again, you know it's fucking Friday. Don't forget. But give me un segundo, and like I say, we'll be right into it. Look, so y'all ain't catch that, man. I had to put them young bucks on something good. Y'all don't know. Look, y'all don't know nothing about that Hall of Notes, man. That's before your time, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that rich girl. But here's the deal, man. We got the sauce line open, so if you guys want to call in and spill your sauce on the sauce line, and while we're doing that, you know, pop the line number is up there for y'all, so y'all can call or text the sauce line. We'll make sure to address your thoughts and your comments. We'll do that we'll go for a few more minutes. And then while we're talking about that, make sure, again, I said we'll do it till Sunday because I ain't going to go take the stuff till like Sunday evening. So if you want to get your Sauce Sports shirt, hit the paypal.me/saucesports, send $25, and make sure you send your size and address information in the PayPal info box so I can make sure I get that to you appropriately. We're going to get that shit jumped off. Look, we finna sauce up the city, so make sure you get some of that fresh gear. And if she's like, I got enough shirts, I got enough T-shirts, I don't want another T-shirt, Honcho. What else you got for me? Well, hey, trust me, I got you covered, man. Look, hold on. I got you covered, man. All you got to do, slide over to StaySaucy.com. Check out some of the fresh merch. Some of y'all live near the water. Some of y'all getting affected by some of this rain, so that means you need to order one of them fly-ass beach towels so you can soak up all this moisture that is floating around the city of H-Town. Some of y'all on the coast over there, and if you are, you know, no jokes about it. I hope everybody is all well and dandy. You know what I'm saying? You know the hurricane season is no joke. But if you do get soaked, man, get you one of those Sauce Sports beach towels. You know, we got the mugs. The limited edition mugs are no longer available, but we do have some other mugs. We have a variety of other items, man. All you got to do is go to StaySaucy.com and check that out. Again, the sauce line is open for your calls. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna bite. We might clown just a little bit if you're talking crazy, but you know, we want to hear your thoughts, because again, it is all about you, Sauce Nation. You know, you guys are the freshest motherfucking ingredients, and just gonna know how y'all feeling about this game, man. You know, call in, give your prediction, give your thoughts. I mean, let us know what's. Oh, you got a beach towel? All right, I'm gonna look into that. Tell them, see what's shaking with that, man. I would definitely look into that. You know, look, because I'm telling y'all, the beach towel gonna be the hottest shit at the beach. Even if you sliding down to Galveston, look, you ain't got to get in the dirty ass water, but you can look fly on the beach, man. You know what I'm saying? They be like, damn, where you get that fly ass towel, man? Like, hey, tell them stay saucy.
It's no getting into Galveston. It's flooded like mud. It's flooded in Galveston right now.
All right, okay. Well, there ain't no getting into Galveston. Goddamn.
Let's swim in there.
There's that. Like I say, we'll wait a couple of minutes if we don't get no calls, man, to make sure 10 o'clock, den at 10. In the den tonight, we'll be taking on a particularly interesting topic. We're going to be talking about why I'm probably a misogynist. And I'll talk about why I'm okay with that. You know, me and my old lady were having a conversation, and she accused me of being a misogynist, and I've been accused of such in the den. So we're going to address that topic. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty, why I feel the way I feel, why I say some of the things that I say. I don't think that's true all the way, but we'll talk about that in the den again. So if you enjoy a good conversation, man, make sure you slide through the Kush Den. Participate in that conversation is always good, because we're always friends in the den at 10. Again, you can check the featured channels link for that. Got a text coming in, and again, if you want to check out these guys' channels, man, make sure you check in the description below. You're checking Breaking News Braylon, Third Coast Sports TV, that's Wink, and Rising Phoenix, Upward Duck. It's probably under one of those names, or probably under King Zaxby's. One of those three names. It's a link in the description below. You can check that out, and you know what I'm saying, man. Show these guys some love, man, because they come through, they sauce up the round table, they support the Sauce Nation, they show y'all love. You know what I'm saying? The least y'all can do is hit them with a like. Hit them with a sub, you know what I'm saying, because they dropping hot content all the time. And man, and two, also before we do get out of here, some stuff you were talking about before the stream, Phoenix, that I wanted to get into. Some very interesting statistics when it comes to the recent meetings between the Titans and the Texans. So I definitely want to get into that before it's all said and done. Oh, well, I guess, you know, if I want to open up the sauce line, I guess I have to actually open it up instead of just saying that I opened it up. Sorry about that, man. I see Chandler call, man. Chandler, make sure you call back, man, so we can take your call. I appreciate you calling. I apologize that I missed that. But while we're waiting on that, man, I kind of want to why don't you give us a brief rundown, Mr. Phoenix, about the recent history. Let's stick with the Bill O'Brien era. I mean, that's what we're under right now, even though the Titans have been rotating head coaches like dirty draws. Let's talk about the Bill O'Brien era. Well, hold on, we got a call coming in, then we'll address that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the sauce line this evening?
Oh man, I got a question for roundtable and also for you, Honcho. Here's the thing, like if Bill O'Brien wants to make a change of scenery, like, would y'all prefer Sean Ryan as the offensive coordinator? And my other question is that if let's just say if we no here's my prediction on Sunday's game. It's gonna be at least 43 to 10, so the Texans win that game.
Okay.
And my other question is, are we going to see Kiki Cudi or Duke Ejiofor? And that's my question to you guys.
All right. I appreciate you calling in, Chandler, man, holding down the sauce line when everybody else be acting scared, unprepared. We know we can count on Chandler, man. I appreciate you calling in and holding it down. I had a couple of good points there. We're going to make sure we address all of those, man. Shout out to Chandler, man. Definitely going to address all of those. So first and foremost, I think QT is supposed to be out. I'm not. I'd have to double check on the status of Duke, but I think Duke is supposed to be available, ain't he?
We've been. Is he out?
I'm not sure about Duke's status, so I'll have to double check on that one.
What did you say, Duscott?
I said from what I'm hearing on Twitter from all these dudes I follow, it's unlikely he plays.
I mean, but if that's the case, we already predicted that. We already said he was going to be a 4 to 6 weeks before he played. It's been it's been that. If we're talking all the preseason games and these 2 games, that's 4 to 6 weeks, right? We've been putting that out.
So I'm just wondering why you
sounds about right.
Following a bunch of dudes there, Phoenix. That sounds like a different problem. But anyway, I'm giving you a hard time, man. Since it's been a while since you've been in the round, so I got to give you a hard time. A reintroduction. Man, Chandler says 43-10, so he says that the Texans are going to go into Meth Mountain and kick that ass. So that's
41-19. That's what I got.
That's a solid prediction. Now, and the question was, if B.O.B. was willing to relinquish the play calling duties, I mean, how do y'all feel about Sean Ryan? We kind of briefly touched on it, but I mean, would you feel much more confident in what's going on if Sean Ryan was the OC?
As long as he has no input, as long as Sean Ryan's his imprint is completely off of it, and he calls what Deshaun Watson is good at and is comfortable with and uses plays that benefits the O-line and running game, then absolutely, why wouldn't I want to do that? Just Bill O'Brien called the game. The only thing you got to focus on now is time, and the shit that a head coach's job, a real head coaching job. Worry about the game, manage the game.
Phoenix, I wanted to get into those stats there real quick before we wrap it up. I want you to just kind of give the Titans fans who may just be joining us, just a brief rundown of what they've been able to produce against the Texans here in the tenure of just B.O.B. I mean, we could go back a little further than that. It might be a little bit ugly, but we ain't gonna be too rude. We ain't gonna put it in their face too much because we already gonna whoop them on Sunday. But just a little rundown of what you've discovered.
All right, so I found this great site called footballdb.com. It'll give you a team and it'll let you see how they've done against every other team in the league, right? So when I found this, I'm just looking at how we've historically done versus the Titans. And like Honcho was saying, I'm going to keep it just in the Bill O'Brien era. And it heavily favors Houston. It's really looking like we have the Tennessee Titans number because they've only beaten us twice since Bill O'Brien has been here. And we all know what those 2 games are. First game was the game where we held out our starters because we had already clinched the playoffs, and whether we won or not, we wanted our guys to be rested and available for the playoffs against the Raiders, right? Second game was this last season where basically none of our full-time starters were healthy. Like at that point when we played the Titans, we didn't have the majority of our players because some had gotten hurt. And then I do want to point out, it seems like Bill O'Brien has had his best scoring games versus the Tennessee Titans. Because I just want to read out the point amounts that Bill O'Brien has dropped on the Titans since he's been the head coach here. His first game against them, dropped 30 on him. Second game, 45. Third game, he dropped 20. Fourth game, 34. Fifth game, 27. Fifth game, which was that playoff game where we didn't really care and we were resting people.
Yeah.
Only dropped 17. But again, like I said, resting people. Then we had the 57-point game with Watson last year. And then the loss in the second game, we still put up 13 with basically our backups. So, with that being said, the majority of our wins versus the Titans have been recent. like within the last decade.
The last decade, we've been dominating the Titans.
The overall record is something like 17-15. So I mean, even they only have 200. Even when that's counting when we were an expansion team and we were still building. We had the car years and things like that.
When they had Steve McNair as quarterback, that's when the majority of their wins were coming in. Like,
and we'll be tied with them this year if we win both games.
Yeah, like from 2002 to 2008. Their record versus us was 11-3. That's real good, right? But then again, you're thinking, oh, wait, they're an expansion team. They haven't built their shit yet.
Right.
Yeah. And then from 2009 to right now, they're 6-12 versus us.
Exactly.
They do
and we dominate y'all for like seasons at a time.
Like, hold on. Like, y'all haven't beaten us twice in the same year since 2007.
When is the last time they won the division?
Won the division.
Have they ever? When the last time they won the division?
I'm not sure, actually. It's got to have been a
while.
Because
it's been 10 plus years. It's been like 10 years.
It's been a while.
Tags. 10 plus years or something.
What was like Chris Johnson?
Like a long time. Chris Johnson was like 2000. I know he had his big year was 2008.
And I was thinking like 09.
I know that was his 2000 year. That was his 2K year, I think. Because 2009 was the year that Arian Foster came into the league, and 2010 was the year that he broke out. I want to say it was Chris Johnson in 2009. Arian Foster had his season because the AFC South had led for 3 years straight. It was Chris Johnson, Arian Foster, then Maurice Jones-Drew. It led it exactly in that order. I remember that. So I want to say he came out 08, something like that. Something 06, 08. Yeah, 06. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And even at that, they probably barely.
Better than us.
And even at that, they probably barely won the division.
And we didn't want to bring y'all alternative facts. We wanted to bring y'all real facts. Just to let y'all know.
Those aren't opinion either. Those are 100% fact.
Yeah, no bias in that. Those are statistics. No advanced statistics that.
And then some more statistics. The best game I want to say in 10 games that DeAndre Hopkins has played. He's averaged over 100 yards, 101 yards against you. He has like 6 touchdowns and like 1,000 yards or some shit. Will Fuller been dominating against y'all. Like Adoree Jackson, get the fuck out of here. He can't cover him. And Logan Ryan, y'all wasted y'all money, and so did y'all do. Y'all shame on y'all for signing Malcolm Butler. He been getting abused by everybody. Mike Evans, whoever y'all play, he waxed.
I'm pretty sure the reason they brought him in is because they wanted somebody who could cover DeAndre Hopkins. He couldn't cover DeAndre Hopkins with the Patriots. How the fuck is he going to cover with the Titans? I don't even think
exactly. And
he can't even cover Will.
And the Titans play nothing like the Patriots on defense,
especially with Vrabel.
That's the only connection the Patriots have to the fucking Titans is Mike Vrabel. Outside of that, or Lewis now, and then a couple of
and Malcolm Butler. Yeah, no, and Malcolm Butler and Deion Lewis and Logan.
Still trash.
Also,
yeah,
we can't just forget about our tight ends. Continuously eat on them. Like I said, tight ends very important. I swear to God, this will be the best tight end season.
Our tight ends constantly eating chicken burgers on the Titans. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, chicken burgers.
Constantly eating chicken burgers on their ass.
Chicken burgers with the ground chicken. Yeah.
Wiley.
Oh, buckets and Zaxby's. Yeah.
Yep. All the buckets.
Yes. But here's the deal, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wind it down. You know what I'm saying? Take a little break for, like I say, we're going to slide into the end at 10. I'll be talking crazy. Y'all know how the Kush Den goes. And then, there will be a mixer this evening after the den for those who are asking. Ground chicken tastes like potted meat. Ground spam.
Hey, T'Challa, you Black Panther wannabe ass nigga, shut the fuck up.
Well, damn. You defend the ground. You didn't hit a personal spot with Brandon. We talking about my goddamn ground chicken. I like my motherfucking chicken burgers.
Shout out to everybody who had anything to say to me. The chat. I wasn't looking on YouTube or anything like that. So anybody that shout out to me, anybody agree with me or disagree with me and had shit to say in the chat, I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna see it, and I'm probably gonna address it in the next stream. I'm probably gonna end up making me a video tomorrow because I want to do my own video about the Titans to talk specifically to Mr. Fantastic. That he had so many great things to say about Sauce Nation for real. I mean, nobody really took it personal because you don't know what you're in for. Like we've been trying to tell you, we foretold you your future. We told you this day was coming, and at the end of the day, just
look. Here's the deal. Actually, speaking of Mr. Shaolin Fantastic, we're gonna have to holler at you. Maybe we can collaborate something Sunday, and we can have a real discussion pregame. You probably ain't gonna want to show up post game because it's gonna be what did Honey Badger call it, a bloodbath? It's gonna be a slaughter. So just holler at me. I mean, if you want to come on, voice your opinions. We can definitely have a healthy debate.
Well, we can debate you in real time.
Yeah, so that way we can have a healthy debate, and then like I say, it's all good, all fun and games. Like I say, nobody took nothing personally. We appreciate the shout out actually, because we normally do the pregame an hour before the game.
Talk shit on me, damn it.
No, you ain't been around, guys. You just gotta get your ass back. You know what I'm saying? You still got Zach Collins on your shirt.
I'm gonna have to drop a Titans hate diss track.
Well, he definitely said we all know our shit. We know our team. We know the weaknesses of your team. Everything that he said that we didn't talk about, we had already previously discussed. It's not our fault. You were ignorant to the fact and you didn't watch the whole video. You did say you gave up after 20 minutes because you were impatient enough to realize that we're realistic fans that you also gave us credit for. So take it upon yourself to know that you're going to look like that. You're going to look like the ass when this is all said and done. Because you definitely was right. Y'all definitely ain't the Bengals, and we definitely ain't the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So, because you made a little analogy talking about the Ravens thought that the Bills was that, bro. Everybody knew the Bills was trash, including the Ravens. That's why they dusted them. And then when they played a real team, the Cincinnati Bengals, who they do lose to in the division over the last since Andy Dalton has been there, he's won divisions against the Ravens recently. You know what I'm saying? When the teams were good, bro.
Hey, Kellen,
y'all pose no threat to us whatsoever.
Hey, Kellen boys, Sports Fan Entertainment can get this work too. Will come in here
too. And my whole NFL podcast, anybody, like we can all talk. We can all talk and debate. We can do whatever it can. I don't care. Any podcast, Vach Lombardi. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just on with
Watch my dude. I'm cool with Vach.
Oh, Clarence,
yeah.
Clarence, you just had to slide. You had to slide that in there late, huh, Clarence?
Clarence can get it too. He definitely called in week 7. Yeah, he definitely calling in because he definitely be talking.
Hey, I'm gonna be looking for you, Clarence. I'm gonna be in Jacksonville. I'm gonna be looking for you.
But here's the deal. Like I say, man. But like I say, it's always more than welcome. Like I say, it's all good fun and again a good healthy debate. But just holler at me if you got a Skype or something like that. We'll link up. Like I say, we'll get it all together, man. And like I say, be more than welcome to have you on the Sauce There Shaolin. It'll definitely be a good conversation. But with that being said, man, you guys got anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Man, shout out to everybody who enjoys Sauce Nation. Part of being an active ingredient. You know what I'm saying? Because we love stirring up the sauce with y'all on a frequent basis. And we appreciate your love and support. Continue to do so. Spread the word just like Sauceline Fantastic and these other franchises that really love us and really love that shit we be talking.
All I got to say is fuck the Titans. It's fuck Titans Friday. All that bullshit. That's my fucking Friday. Fuck the Titans.
Hey, all I got to say.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Remember that shit?
All I gotta say, 57-14.
We're gonna keep it short and sweet. That's a bit. That's a bit. Somebody say, she tried to say, "Fuck that ground chicken," and also said that you look like Kenan Thompson. So I mean, there's that. But like I say, man, shout out to Shaolin. That's a better. I see you in the den, man. You more than welcome. Like I say, we all friends in the den. But yeah, man, like I say, just thank you to everybody, man, again, who supports the sauce, who comes through, spreads the flavor, who spreads the word, shares it on their social medias, man. Shout out to everybody who just holds it down, man. Whether you fuck with us, maybe you fuck with another team, you know, people who, there's a lot of folks who come through, just, you know, they enjoy the conversation, you know, they enjoy the healthy debate, a little bit of shit talk, you know, it's all love when it comes down to it. But I just want to say thank you to the round table. I want to say shout out to everybody everybody in the chat, you know what I mean? And everybody hold out. Shout out to the best moderating couple in the mix. And I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna be on that right now, Voodoo. As soon as I get off stream, I'll take a look at that. And again, man, like I said, y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your flavor, that's what the sauce is all about, man. Different flavors come together, different opinions, you know, different thoughts. But I mean, everybody's more than welcome to speak they own mind. And that's what it's ultimately about. But with that being said, man, we're gonna chunk up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of all, y'all stay fresh. Y'all stay saucy. Because y'all the fresh motherfucking ingredients in the world. And we out.